Hello, hello. Am I centered? I'm good enough. And welcome to DooM Travelogue, the show where we say just because now is not a great time to go out doesn't mean we can't still explore new and interesting spaces, which is good, do a bit fun community build Doom mods and no facts. She has like a very specific curve. Um, Please excuse the mess, and by mess I do just mean myself. That is the kind of day I am having so far. Um, Listen, when you say like, oh, I'll do like a really, easy to pull off low energy thing. I'll just show and talk over a bunch of videos on a Saturday night. And then you end up doing a stream that's like 5 hours long and you just go, oh, I done exhausted myself. It makes you a little hesitant to to go back to a stream as if everything's normal. It's just like, right, I really gotta watch myself. Gotta have some of this coffee. Anyway, today I forgot to update the lower third headline. So we're gonna, like I said, this is where we are. Um, I was thinking, last couple of weeks we we were looking at I swear I'll get there. We were looking at the Japanese community pack out of excitement that we um, got news that a new one is sort of in the opening stages, and that's really cool. That's really exciting because pretty much all of those maps are great, and it's like they're all pretty high quality, and they're all interesting. We get to see a lot of different sort of design styles and inspirations, and it's just like a really good little like grab bag of stuff. Um, but we've looked at it for. I didn't say save something. What the heck? Okay, I did something. But we looked at all that, and that's great. But I feel like we need a little break. And I'll be honest, I don't feel like there's anything going on that is particularly like uh thematic to pull from. I don't know anything big. I don't know. We had the demo, which was, or the demo festivals, which, in the last week have been really nice, really, I, not exactly mixing thing up, but have been sort of like a palate cleanser by bombarding your palate with a billion things at once. Um, it's honestly even left me without like one game for me to focus on for the next 2.5 weeks. So I thought, let's change it up a little bit. Let's pick one of the sort of bigger gimmick WADs that I've had on my list for a little while. And then it turned out that apparently today is Sonic the Hedgehog's 31st birthday, which is really kind of upsetting to think that I'm older than Sonic the Hedgehog. Not by much, but that's not great. Um, but I thought I didn't fix the okay. Um, but I thought, hey, you know what? Uh let's wrap all of that into one, call it thematic, and play some Sonic. Okay, this is Sonic Robo Blast 2 Kart. Um, so a while ago we checked out Sonic Robo Blast 2, which it was long enough ago that I don't actually remember too much about what I had to say about it. I remember it was interesting. I remember I went nuts when I learned out that the special stages were just nights into dreams system. I remember losing my mind a little bit when out of nowhere we had this almost like Castlevania looking theming our theme for a level, and I was just like, okay, you're doing some stuff here. Um, and while I thought making a sort of behind the back roving platformer Sonic in the Doom engine was wild, somebody then said, okay, we'll take that and let's just kick that can further down the street and let's make a kart racer out of it, which is great, confusing. I'll be honest. I feel like we're on thin ice, because they say your favorite Mario Kart is your first one, which I think is true for certain generations, because my first Mario Kart was Mario Kart on the SNES when we were all like, fuck yeah, mode 7. And that game was bad. Like, I knew at the time that game was bad. Looking back, that game was bad. I'll still take it over Double Dash. Don't know what that says about me. Don't know what that says about Double Dash. Okay, so maybe it's not my favorite, but clearly it does get a bump in the rankings of Mario Kart. Yo, we could just do rankings of Mario Karts. We can probably get our hands on, like, almost every Mario Kart, right? Mario Kart DS has to be high. Alright, I shouldn't I shouldn't be brainstorming future Saturday night shows on the Wednesday show. But like, even more than that, that style of game, that mode 7 whatever, even then, Mario Kart wasn't my first, like, kart racer in that style. It was on PC. It was Wacky Wheels. It was Scunny Kart, featuring Agent Scunny Hardnut. You thought Conker was the original squirrel bad boy of video games. Let me tell you about Scunny Hardnut. I don't know why there's a K in his name, because Sunny would just roll off the tongue so much better. This cannot become a Scunny Hardnut stream. Not again. Not after last time. Close yourself. The whole point being is, like, I grew up in an era where this very specific style of, like, sprite-based 3D World Kart Racer, I was born in the middle of that. That's not just like a nostalgic... Well, I wasn't born in the middle of it, but I grew up in the middle of it. So it is not just this, like, nostalgia bomb for me, but it's also, you know, where my first most experience was. So the point is, I'm highly opinionated about it and about the way that it, you know, these things can look and feel, and the way they just, like, the systems work. And this one came out in, yeah, well, this version of this latest updated version was in 2020, 2 years ago, within the last half decade. So this is, you know, I feel like we've definitely seen a lot of game updates, you know, modernizations that sort of learn from the decades in between and really, like, modernize and know how to have good game feel and how to put them sort of, like, on top of what you remember about the classic games, and in a lot of cases, like, be aware of what to change and what to throw away that won't to make it, well, what's the phrase that everybody uses around, like, remasters, and people are getting good at knowing how to make it look and feel the way you remember instead of the way it was, right? That distinction. They rose tint the game to match your rose tinted glasses, right? So this is going to be a real... Basically, I've been worried to check this out because I know my brain is going to be in overdrive, because it's going to be that sort of uncanny valley thing of just like, okay, this is modernization to something that I have a bunch of experience with and familiarity with, but from a long time ago, and there's just, like, layers and layers of sort of complexity of experience and memory and whatnot going on there. But also, it's a mod for a mod of Doom, and that alone is just like, well, I have to check it out because that's such a silly idea that, like, yeah, of course I'm there. All right, so enough yapping. I am excited to get into this, so let's get into this. I just minimize every window. Okay. So, video games, huh? Why is extras at the top? Add-ons is dangerous because that is telling us that you can mod this mod of a mod, right? Exhibit dot. Oh my gosh. .cart files. Visit mods to get and make add-ons. Oh no, I loaded it. How do I unload it? Uh-oh. I've seen people on Twitter, and I think they were making character mods for this, which I didn't really know at the time because you just call it SRB 2K, and I'm like, what is that? Didn't I only just hear of SRB 2? I should just for my own to sate my own curiosity. I think that's the right one of those words. I should look into the history of like how did this happen? How did we get a mod of a mod with mod, and how did it seem to happen so quickly relative to each other? Like, it almost feels like these were like parallel developments, right? What kind of options we got? Right, Doom. Hey, show me tricks and secrets. Oh, that's a good manual. Alright, time race, item, ranking, lap, nearby character. I love the, I love that when they, specifically when they use check, because that is, like, directly out of F-Zero. That is the way F-Zero did it. Like, the idea of, like, hey, here is, because you're looking forward to, you know, help you out a little, because you're looking forward and we don't want to render a whole rear view mirror, we are still going to do the job of the rear view mirror and give you this sort of awareness of what's behind you. So, you know, Mario Kart does that with the items, and it'll tell you, hey, a shell's coming up, hey, a bullet bill's coming up, whatever. But to also tell you specifically players, I don't know if I've seen a game that does both in a way that really makes sense. Big position number, mini map, okay. Battle type, wanted. Oh, so there's like a extra points for pursuing first. I think that's like not like a handicap, but that's technically like just like a balancing mechanic. Controls, default gamepad. I'm not using that. I'm on the computer. Like I said, I started with wacky wheels. This is view, brake, look, accelerate, drift, item. Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay, alright, aim forward and backwards, good. Accelerate, drift, brake. Okay, I can work with that. Probably not going to use the brake. Listen, if you want to slow down, just let off the accelerator. Space to throw, shift to look backwards. Okay, so everything is kind of right here. It hurts to hold my hand that way. If I go this way, then this hand hurts. I will deal. Cord GIF, screenshot, good. Here we go. Alright, item boxes. Alright, and it has the same sort of catch up, better items the further back you are. Boosting. Bounce pad. With full mobility. Alright, so air control. Indicates jaws. Is... Oh, right, that's like one of the, it's like a big snappy fish. Is that the one that, like, you had to bop them in Sonic Spinball? Drift well to earn mini boost. Blue is weak, red is strong. Good, so we got drift boosting. Bumpers are health. Okay. Tells you an opponent's item. Alright. Fill karma? Attack as bomb for karma. Okay. Oh, this is battle mode. Okay, I'm not worrying about battle mode. Okay, I got a banana. Time bomb. Oh, okay, so like a fake item box is also like your hot potato box. Okay. Green shell. red shell. Bomb. Motion activated. Okay, so it's kind of like a proxy mine. Speed boost, Mega Mushroom. You can do anything. Alright, so that's your star. Spread shot will fire 5 bouncy balls. Okay, so like a shotgun blast. I like that. And Ghost Boo. Golden Mushroom. Present to... Only perfect play keeps away. Okay, so they have a... Oh, okay, and these are the ones that you can aim. Shield you until you fire again. Okay. Man, they know what makes Mario Kart. Good, good. But yeah, that's your blue shell equivalent. I wonder... So perfect play keeps away. So they have intended a way to evade them. I wonder what that way is. Send out a thunderclap, shrink all racers. Oh, and you drop items on shrink and you can grab those. Okay. Okay, so boosting is more for acceleration. Honestly, drift boosting I think is maybe one of the smartest like arcade racer developments. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Because it's like that's always the thing. So turning slows you down, but if you turn cool, what if you didn't slow down? Dragging items will slow you down. Oh, that's interesting. So like, I think it's the longest we've gone before getting straight into gameplay. But so having it up as a shield actually handicaps you a little bit for playing like overly defensively. It rewards like it almost like rewards treating it like a parry than as a shield. Interesting. Oh, that's cool. I like that idea. I don't know if it's fun, but it's cool. Okay, so if you have it out, then it can't be stolen. All right. Right when one appears. Okay. If they are hit by anything, they'll drop their stuff. Ooh. Oh, that's nasty. Especially because isn't it fun, like, when you get hit by a red shell, you spin out, they pass you, and then you immediately hit them with a red shell, and homeostasis is reestablished. Battle. Advanced tech. Vertical speed affects throws. Oh, what? You can just, like, volleyball spike stuff onto people? Interesting. Release your drift and keep steering in during a boost to slip tide. U-turns are no match. Slip tide? Okay. Blue streaks indicate speed up state. Acceleration at its peak, better handling. So take advantage. Oh, okay. Okay, so not only is it aware of, hey, we should tell you, you know, use visual cues to tell you about your state, but it's also just telling you explicitly, hey, here's what the visual symbol is and here's what it means. I like that. I like that it's right here in the manual. Speed is conserved in the air. Oh, okay, so kind of Portal rules. When you're in air, you just go how you were going. This game should not be sold. Okay. Let's play... Alright, what is... Unlockables? Okay. Well, wait. We have time attack. Can you play multiplayer with one player? Okay, I'm guessing this is going to be our player setup. This is me. I love Metal Sonic. Oh my god, they are all on the thing. Oh, okay, these are then bonus characters. Man, there were a lot in that bonus characters. Wow. Wow. I might have to be Kiryu. It might have to be Kiryu. Although this is Doom, so it might have to be Doom guy, right? Although I'm looking, I always prefer a character closer to max speed. But I like, so that's max speed but low weight. Okay, so I really want somebody sort of in a, I want like, who's over here like in the direct middle right? I think that's more my kind of guys. Wait, who is the fastest? That's Flicky. Yo, what up, Flicky? Alright, Chaotix are here. Chow is here. Yes. All weight, all acceleration. Okay, that makes a certain sense. Shadow. Well, of course Shadow's the one that I want. That's weird. He looks weird in the blue and red. Hero Chow. Both are accelerations. One is a little heavier. Wait, the lighter one actually has a higher max speed. That's not physics. Oh, we got green. Wait. I never realized that there were two robots. This is one that looks more familiar to me, so this is the one from Sonic Adventure 1? Then who is this? Oh, he's our biggest boy! Look at that! So now that I think about it, maybe I do want somebody who's like in the middle there. Now we're getting into it. Oh dang, Knights is here. I might have to play as Knights now that I say it. Sorry, unknown. Alright. I mean, these are all other like Sega games, because that's Knights. I don't know, but that's Space Channel 5, that's Jet Set Radio. Ooh, that's a... I like a little more max speed. Just a little more max speed? Why is II so heavy? Right there? No, Doom guy. That's our control, right? He's pretty max speed. He's very weight. Alright. Color. Oh, okay. These are actually palettes. That's cute. That's actually... That's a really cute use of, sort of like palette swapping. It's not an unknown use of palette swapping, but I like it. I like it a lot. Wow, and there's a lot of them! Here, what is like Doom Guy green? That one? Yeah, green. Although I like Pine Tree. Go a little darker on it. Okay. Offline game. No, host, join. I guess I'll be... Here, host and offline. Game type, race, level. Paradise Hill? Is that what sounds like green greens? Toxic Palace. Balloon Panic. Hey, question. Wait, hang on. They just put... I don't know if you can do that. Wow, they got a lot. Here we go. Green Hills. Started from the top, and we're still there. Did I get it? I got it. There's no hop when you hit the drift button. Also, the drifting feels weird because you can like make it tighter, but then you can't untighten it. Don't know how I feel about that. Like, maybe that's a weird nitpick kind of thing, but actually that is... Actually, I can't even tell if I am making it tighter. No, I think as soon as you turn in the drift, the turn tightness is kind of like... I think your, like, rate of turn remains the same, but then it's a matter of, like your speed is what determines it. There you go, and then that holds your... Wait, the way it says free play down there, that's suggesting some, like, that was the plasma gun noise. Wait, is that because I picked Doom Guy, or is that just what they used? Like, free play brings up some, like, arcade interface ideas. Like, did they have an idea that maybe this could be the kind of thing? Did they have it in their heart of hearts when they were building this to be like, yeah, no, we'll set up 4 machines next to each other, like arcade style, they each have a wheel and a whatever? I wonder if I could set that up, because I do have the 3-pedal arcade wheel. So I could have a go, a brake, and a drift. I could have a drift pedal. Oh, the sign! Oh, that's good! Oh, I hadn't considered! So we're gonna vote. You know what? Let's... Okay, there has to be... Like, where's just like my campaign race kind of deal? Did Green Hills. Let's do... Yeah, let's just go down the list, right? I know that noise! Why do I know that noise? Whoa. Yeah, I can't untighten that drift. That doesn't feel right. Wow, in the water and... Oh, you're not... That's not a turn. That's a thing I really... God, it looks like Minecraft. Like, setting up your... Like, because that's the thing, the challenge of being in a drift, and I'm not just talking about, oh, I wish I could read that sign, but I gotta go fast. Oh, this is like the Chow race zone, isn't it? Those are obstacles, not bonuses. Weird. Okay. Am I doing badly? No, again, this is weird because we're actually in time attack. So it's not going to have position. Man, it says something about like race cups, but there's no like campaign play. You know what? That's fine. We're going to do time attack. We're going to check out. This is a show about exploration, so we're going to check out the places. Right, drifting. I love drifting when it feels like you're being a surgeon about it. Because, like, you start a drift, and then the trick of it is that you're locked into turning, right? It's just like, nope, you've decided that you're going to turn, you're going to... Ugh. Like, you're going to be turning. Your natural pathways is now this sort of big arc. And you have to deal with that. But then giving you the sort of like the control of like, actually you have a little adjustment on this, like you can either pull it in or pull it out just a little bit, just enough to save your butt, is wow, I am not going fast. like it can kind of make you feel like a surgeon, because like a situation just like that, where it's like if I had a little bit, it wasn't a preset drift turn radius, or I guess it's like a turn acceleration, because it does, the radius changes with your speed, right? Guessed? Oh. Huh. Oh, excuse me. It's that noise. It's setting off something in my brain. That's Toho music. But getting a drift right makes me feel like a surgeon, you know? It's just like, okay, I've put myself under these harder conditions of I am always turning. But then, wow, was that actually like a three-way split? Because it was pick your way around the square. Also, we have this like subway tunnel. Oh, I'm down there. Okay. Oh, wow, there's a secret zone out there. And I think I don't want to drift over here because you wobble. I want to go down here. Oh! Dude, why does that work like that? I swear that doesn't make any sense, but... I don't think it makes any sense, but I think it feels okay. So you drift, and then... So, right, normally the idea is like, okay, you drift, and wow, woohoo, this, why would anybody go this way? I mean, coming out of the split on the straightaway does mean you keep more speed leaving the section, and theoretically that's what you want, but like... Oh, you do get a little bit... All right, so what am I trying to describe here? Okay. Okay, so first of all, the thing about drifting, because you get locked into the turn, and then you can either go tighter or wider, but you can't go straight, so you need to figure it out. And it feels really satisfying to like be on that permanent curve and still be able to like catch gaps and just be like, nope, I'm gonna get it right in here, I'm gonna get it still exactly where I want it, even though we're already on like this constrained movement, right? Handling curves is kind of inherently harder than handling straight lines, and then to not only be forced into a curve, but then to have control over that curve, it makes you feel great at it. But this is when you drift, it takes that away because that drift is like perfect, or the drift is like preset. The radius is based on your the curve of the drift tightens over time. And it's over time because that's why as you're going faster, it takes the same amount of time, so really you still get like a wider turn. The thing that doesn't make sense to me is that when you let off the drift, you like immediately have full control like it feels like you can make a tighter turn without the drift. Because as soon as you let off the drift, suddenly, you know, you're making this very preset thing. You let off the drift, and suddenly you're turning tighter. Like even when you know, drifted enough that you get the boost. So maybe this game is asking you to use drift in a different way. I'm gonna have to like play one level twice and do a lap that has no, like, I'm using drift basically reflexively at this point, because it is a kart racer. Of course, you drift through as many turns as you can manage. But especially because, like, in a lot of these, yeah, like if I just turn, I can just turn really well. Yeah, and then it's like, oh, I'm gonna hit the wall on the drift. Let me turn it off, and then suddenly you go faster about it. You turn faster about it. I wonder if it is a question of, like, not drifting actually causes you to lose more speed than when you are drifting. That would be a reason to use it. Ugh. I don't know if that would help me, though, because I'm just hitting everything. Oh, there's stuff up in the air. Wait, why did I hit up? Yeah, I kind of wish there was like a speedometer so I could... But the other thing that it's telling me is... Oh, or is that... Are those the blue lines that the manual was talking about when you have these blue lines? Not only are you at peak acceleration, but you actually have the best handling, right? Huh. I don't have a boost, but I still want to go this way. Yay. I got my little hop. Because, like, normally in a game like this, what you'll end up with is, hey, here is our... Nope, keep letting off the acceleration, but the drift don't care. Drift don't care. Why am I going so silent about all of this? Oh, that's the butt of the shotgun. It's not that he has, like, a giant shuriken tucked under his elbow. Okay. God, I don't like seeing him smile that big. It looks wrong. Like, normally the standard turning is almost more for, let's go away. Wow, there are big shortcuts to be taken, huh? Those dudes just flew in from the sky. Okay, so you do get a tiny bit of drift control, but it is minuscule. Like, it feels like it's not there. Normal turning is more for, like, shifting lanes, and it is very subtle because it's more for, like, lining yourself up with boxes and to, like, overtake characters than it is to actually navigate turns. And it's just like, yeah, no, going into the drift is where you're actually doing in order to, like, make controlled sweeping turns. Whoa! Rainbow Dash! I let off acceleration instead of drift. Dagnabbit. Also Rainbow Dash. I do kind of miss the hop. I kind of miss the hop. I think I did. So, okay. I'm gonna spend this whole thing talking about like drifting dynamics, aren't I? Okay. So here's the thing that I always look for in my kart racers like this is you look at when you're starting the drift, how does it behave, right? Oh wait, was that actually like based on Daytona Speedway? Was that actually the Daytona? I didn't play enough Daytona to like recognize the track layout, but if so, that's rad. Egg Zeppelin zone. All right, so like this is why I actually hate Double Dash and Mario Kart 64 the most, is because I think they have the worst like drift turning physics. Because especially when your game is trying to fake them, but the way that they're faking them doesn't line up close enough with actual like vector dynamics. Oh god, is that really what my issue is? Okay. But like you think about most Mario Karts. You're here, you hit the drift button, and you hop and sort of make your turn adjustment in mid-air. So what that does is it means you're going straight. For the duration of the hop, you're going straight, but also your twist in is already established. So as soon as you make contact back down, you're in the drift, right? And like you're here in midair, you make the turn, and again, if you're kind of thinking about vector dynamics, because now you're applying this vector, as soon as those wheels land, you are making the turn. You're going to touch, and immediately you're going to be angling, and you're going to have that standard curve. When a game does it bad, and I'm actually still not, I would actually have to go back and visit them, but like, to me, it always feels like what happens is like, you sort of either jump and turn, or you don't even jump at all, but your turn causes your butt to like skid out and then turn for some reason, or like I don't know if like the jumping and turning, like it's almost like the car pivots around the center point of the nose, so you jump, and when you turn, it actually puts your butt out here. So like if you were already close to the wall, doing your drift turn pushes you into the wall, right? And that's like that doesn't make sense from a jumping turning, because you're in mid-air, not touching anything, as a single mass object, you would rotate around your center of mass, which for simplified video games is the center of the object. You want to be talking about it, it would be somewhere between the driver and the engine, depending on the weight of the driver, right? Because the engine is usually the heaviest part of the car. So like even if you were like towed and the engine was back here, you would jump and you would rotate around here. You wouldn't rotate from somewhere up here to just put your butt all the way out into the outfield, right? And honestly, it's weird because that doesn't even make sense. That still only makes sense for the weird hop version, because when you're in a car, it's the front wheels that turn. So your actual pivot point is somewhere around like the back wheel that is on the inside of the turn, because that is like your most like you're gonna sort of curve around this one or this one, and technically it's even out from that, because you in terms of your path, it is sort of like you're going around this circle, and that circle is defined by the circle of the inner two wheels, because taken in a vacuum, they are at an angle, so you find the what do you call it? You find the circle whose math works out that it intersects those two tangent lines, right? Okay, whatever. Just bear with me. Humor me and let's move on. So like even if you were doing it like, so let's say you didn't have the hop. When you do this version where you just sort of like turn and go into a skid, you really turn sort of around the back wheels, because this is going to go in, and then you're going to, like, maybe your back wheels are going to slide out, but again, your front nose goes in, which puts you on a turn, but your butt stays on like sort of the tangent of your original straight line into your turn, right? So any game where your drift sticks your butt all the way out for some reason, I'm just like, I'm over it. And that is, 10,000% what I feel Mario Kart 64 does. And I think it's the same reason why I can't stand Double Dash, but honestly, I have stayed away from it so fully that it's been a long time since I touched it, and I've been reminded of the reason for sure. I'm not super sure what this game is doing, because this game isn't hopping. And I think it's doing that in that kind of... So also, right, let's talk about front and back, whatever. That's where this stuff gets kind of weird, because in these games, you're a 2D object. You're a billboard. So really the only point you have is the point, like, bottom center of your sprite. So that's why, like, to make something like that, instead of rotating around this point, to make it somehow rotate around this point, you are doing something wildly defining physics. Like you are jumping, and in your drift, you are just shunting sideways and then going, right? This one isn't doing that. I swear this one is actually feeling more like you hold drift, nothing happens. You start a regular turn, and that's fine. But because you're holding drift, it's actually like, okay, we are going to use the drift turn radius rather than your regular turn radius, which, again, your regular turn radius seemed way more sharper and responsive. This is actually why I like a game like... Well, yeah, well established, I like the Burnout games, but in like a sort of 3D arcade racer, you'll have like your normal, there's not like a drift button, but it's like you'll have, I'm gonna sneeze. But like the arcade racers where you start a turn normally, and while you're in the turn, you hit the brake or the handbrake or something, and that's what kicks your car a little further and puts you into the drift mode, which then again works the same way. You have like, here's your neutral drift arc, and then you can either tighten it by turning in or widening it by turning out, or like even kind of at the neutral. It's because of the way vector dynamics work. If your initial turn was like this, then your drift turn is going to be like this. So like, if you're making a turn like this, and then you hit drift and leave your turn neutral, it's going to be tighter than the undrifting turn was. So again, the idea that like, actually the drift is less tight than the undrifting turn just feels really weird and like defies real and video game physics in my mind. Which again, the idea of like, I think, so that's why I'm led to kind of think like maybe what this game is doing is it has decided to treat drifting not as a, what do you call it? Not as a navigation aid, but as a... it is just like a mini booster, and if anything, it is making it harder to navigate. But successfully navigating under these harder conditions is what lets you, gives you the boost. But then it's also kind of weird, because doesn't it, like, end up balancing itself out? Because, because in order to use this wider, harder to use path, you'd have to take a less efficient route through the turn. But I guess if you do it right, I bet you can make that math work out such that using regular turning would make you scrub off enough momentum that even though you're taking the turn like most efficiently, keeping all of your momentum through the turn plus an additional acceleration boost on the other end of it does actually work out to like a higher average speed through the turn that is high enough to account for the distance difference. There's probably a way to make that work, but that math is beyond my brain. I can kind of picture it. I can't work it out. And also, I haven't touched on leaving adrift. That's a different conversation. It's a similar conversation, but Marvel vs. Capcom. This is off-road. Excuse me. See, like, I know I'm not the best at Mario Karts, but I'm better than this. So I feel like this game is made some decisions that are require an entirely different like muscle memory set, but also different enough that like I'm having trouble. Yeah, see? That was both too wide and too shallow. How did that... Okay, so you want to take this long. Should just stop drifting. I cannot get a feel for it. It is just causing me to hit walls. Alright, last lap, no drifting. Let's see if I do any better. Oh, but I want to drift so bad. I want to drift so bad, you don't even know. This turn, the drift worked out perfectly. And I didn't get it! I keep trying to drift. I said no drifting, and then I drift. Because you can even see here when I'm not drifting, you still like slide because of your speed. I do like the boost pads that are changing layout every time you go around. That's a nice little thing to react to. Oh, I am earning medals. 1 medal for record attack records. Good. Oh, maybe you open the cups. Have we done 5 yet? Yeah, we've done at least 5, right? If we go back to the main menu. Extras, unlockables. Did I not get 5 medals yet? Maybe I actually have to, like, beat at least that slowest time built in. Okay. Sonic Speedway. Wrong key. Ugh. God, the giant like TV pickup that was right there, that's a good detail. I think those are supposed to be Sonic topiaries. Yeah, this just like the thing. I'm trying to go out of my way to not say, yo, this sucks because it feels like nothing I've ever felt before. Because I think that is... Things aren't bad just because they're different. But being different can mean that they're unpleasant because they are not meeting your... the whole point of my ramble to start was like, I have very specific expectations. I have sort of a wider range of expectations because I've, you know, played a lot over time, but like I do have expectations. And this is somehow managing to meet like none of them, which can be upsetting, but you know, it's my fault at that point for expecting it to meet expectations, you know? Oh yeah, the boost item also gives you, that's a big spring. I'm also just doing bad. I'll be honest, if I wasn't looking for something to play on stream, I would not be playing this today. This is not the mood I'm in. If you slow down all the way, you can drift through it, but like, I am slowing down way more than I have to than I do for making a turn without a drift. Why is my nose dripping? Oh my god. I need both hands to drive. Yeah, I'm doing absolute rubbish. Then again, this would actually be a good opportunity to see, like, oh, okay, how do different characters feel? Would they make a big difference in like handling and momentum, and maybe weight actually affects what that sort of like preset drift tightness is? Wait, Sonic Drift? What is Sonic Drift? Oh, that's a long way to put me back, my guy. Yeah, I gotta say, whatever I was saying about how your turning starts, I think this one is doing it okay, because it feels very naturally like. Or is my butt going out? Wait a second. I turn, I say drift. Well, yeah, my butt's going out, but only because the drift is like wider than my regular turning radius, so I'm getting this thing where like, yeah, no, like you eventually turn. You don't even eventually turn tighter, you just turn wider at first. That is a very tight shortcut right there. Oh, that's rude. I thought this is something about having, when you go in the air, you have full control. It did say that was on springs, though. Oh, if I still had the boost item over here and I could just cut across all three of these? That's... Okay, so I'm trying to be careful here because like I'm already getting frustrated again because I have all of these expectations about how these games are supposed to work, and it's just like far enough off that I just like I'm failing. I'm annoyed because I'm failing when my understanding is I'm good at these. I didn't mean to save a replay. All right, whatever. Oh, it kind of has to because time attacks, ghosts, whatever. But like I'm starting to get the feeling that this is, you know how like games get made and then people are like, oh, I want to make my own game, and this one's going to be like the one. It's going to be just like that game, except this one's like for the speed runners or whatever. And so what they do is they make one that is same in most of the ways, but then in very specific and sort of like subtle slash whoa. But then they're like, but we've made some key changes that make it behave, you know, completely different, or like recontextualizes the way you use some of the features of the original game in ways that you aren't familiar with, or like are only familiar if you're like really high tier understandings of these. And then like makes all new level layouts that also like I feel like I am currently making up a guy to get mad at, and I'm trying not to do that, but I really also can't. Like, I feel like I can feel exactly what I'm talking about, but I don't actually have an example in mind. Well, also because I usually stay away from the games that do this thing, because it's not what I'm into. It's not what I'm about. Okay, so if I regular turn, we drift around this. Oh, it's garbage. Oh god, don't, yeah. All I'm learning is don't drift. What the? Maybe here. So far behind. Like, I'm struggling I am trying so hard to go out of my way not to say this game feels bad. Because I think it only feels bad because it's not meeting my expectations. And again, my fault for coming in with expectations from something else. Like, okay, if it's not meeting those expectations, let's be charitable and assume it had no intention of meeting those expectations. So then the question becomes, okay, so what is this game trying to do? What should I come to expect from this game given by what it is doing, not just punishing it for not doing what I expected it to, right? That's me trying to be fair. But honestly, like, my expectation, my muscle memory are so strong, I can't tell what it's trying to do. I can't tell what it wants me to do, what it expects me to do, what I'm doing wrong. I just know I'm hitting a lot of walls, you know? Oh. And losing and not understanding why you're losing isn't fun, right? Like, there's a, I forget what was making me talk about it, but talking about, like, what? Oh! That floor had a force on it, I think. But, oh god. I was talking about, like, Meat Boy, like, games the other day, right? And this idea of, like, it's good when, okay, the springs are fun. The springs are fun. The springs are fun. Like, the part of what gives a game, well, maybe it was like Angerfoot kind of stuff, right? But like, part of what makes those games have such sticking power. Wow, I'm not in last. I don't think. Why'd I? Oh, But, guys, shouldn't have done the boost. Are you kidding me? And now I'm all the way in last. Okay, well, fuck this. You know, there's only so charitable you can be before your patience just gives out. Yeah, it feels like my butt is sliding out sometimes. Well, yeah, no, I said it is because, like, you got to start your drift really early, right? Because you need some straightaway to stay on. Oh, God. Just go. No, there's a wall here. No, wait. It also goes... I keep changing tracks for the sake of exploration, but I think there are going to be like one or two that I'm going to want to visit at the end to see if I can do some see if I can do some sort of improvement and like get used to it. Sunbeam Paradise. This should be a great place to drift. Oh, come on. I should be doing well right now, but I am so far behind. Should be doing well. Yeah, that's an expectation about myself that's got me frustrated because I'm failing it. I was just talking about this with a friend about reasons you might feel depressed and frustrated about stuff unduly. Yeah, I have no idea when everybody passed me. Is it there somehow? That's the other thing I was saying, like if this game, and again, I am working on assumptions coming from other games I've tried that are like, oh, this is like this thing I know. Oh, it feels nothing like it. Other times when that happens, or when that has happened, that ends up kind of being why, right? Okay. But so, like, I'm wondering if this game is getting into a sort of, like, oops, all shortcuts kind of area. Like I'm trying to, like, I'm just here the first time, I'm learning it, so I'm just kind of following the track as presented. But I don't even have time to, like, watch the ghosts of the others, so I'm not near them long enough. But this idea of like, okay, do they just have like better knowledge of where to use items? Do they have a better understanding and feel for like the drift system, so they are just getting, you know, they're bouncing off of less walls and getting more drifts more of the time? Or are these levels basically packed with, you know, boost here and go sideways off this ramp to get this major shortcut? But every ghost is using those one way or another, and so I am just in a whole another league. Like, is this, you know, is it sort of built like, oh no, this is a game for the people who... Maybe that's because I'm doing the time attacks. But, like, is this a game for the people who thrive on the, like... Again, kind of that speedrunner mindset of, like, it's not just about... I'm gonna go the way this says do not enter, but... Oh, this is why it says do not enter, huh? Yeah, you and me both, buddy. Oh my god. I'm worse than this dude. Oh, it's got a sign that says, if you have invulnerability, go this way. Okay, well. Oh, I really just want to give up right now. This is so frustrating. My gut just wants to scream, why do people like this game? You know? But that is the question. Because, like, you know, my assumption is like, oh, people wouldn't like this game because it's you know, it's breaking those expectations. It doesn't feel and operate the way I expected it to operate. Like, if anything, though, it's that question's already giving it credit, because it's just like, no, there must be something in here for people to like. But what is it? I'm just so not seeing that, and I don't know if that's a... Like, do I not understand something about the game? Is it... Like that's when I start to question this, like, oh, is this, you know, for the speedrunner mindset, because it's a question of, like, you know, is it not in the basic execution of this game? You know, is it not just about making it through the tracks and not hitting walls and using items well, but is it a level above that of, like, is this a Mario Kart for people who like frame data, you know? It's like when you not just are familiar with the tools, but you are familiar with, like, a completely broken down analysis. You know it on such a deep level. That's where some of the satisfaction comes in. Oh, I guess I did beat that guy. I guess. Again, or is it like, are these built-in ghosts coming from, like, devs who do know every secret, who do know all the frame data because they built it? Sometimes that happens. God, getting that boost is real hard, actually. Yeah, I passed the one guy, but everybody else is only pulling further ahead. I do not understand how. And now he's back, so... Do I just need to... Like, for having such, like, a like, refreshingly thorough manual, is the real trick actually, like, hey, start this game by just watching ghosts? Like, is it saying sort of thriving in an unintuitiveness? That it's like, no, there is some specific stuff you gotta know and internalize to be able to, like, baseline operate. I mean, honestly, I think maybe I would be feeling way better about all of this if I didn't have the ghost there, because as soon as you see a ghost and you go like, hey, you could be doing this good, I'm like, well, now I'm failing because I'm not doing that good. Like, let me do this without the ghosts? Maybe? I should go see if I can turn the ghosts off. Then I might be able to shut up about how not good I'm doing comparatively, because you put so much here to compare to, and, like, I guess it all becomes like mob mentality, right? Like, look at how many people I'm worse than. Look at how many people... Like look at their bell curve, and it's just like, all right, if it was like, you know, a bunch of good and a bunch of bad, and it made me feel like I was landing in the middle of the bell curve, I would feel fine. But you are making me look like I am at the ass end of the bell curve every single time, and it's just like, oh, okay, so what? I'm not a... This is not a... Are you telling me this is not a game for me? Like, I can hear these other ghosts saying, get good, in my ear. I don't know. I beat somebody? I got a medal. Oh, yeah, no, there's a lot of frustration going on that are actually like, yeah, no, hide. Thank you. Thank you. Don't tell me I'm losing. Don't tell me I'm losing before I get comfortable. That is... Yeah, like, God, if that isn't the... Oh, I know this zone. If that isn't the, like, high competitive mindset of just, like, yeah, no, we're going to be like normal, which is going to be way above you, and we're going to sort of assume you're also sort of in line with us so we can just treat you normally. And then... You know, forgetting that normal for us is insane for new people. Like, there's a... Oh, that's cool! They did the thing where it's rally style. It's not a circuit. The 3 laps, quote unquote, are going to be different from each other, or cover different sections. Yeah, it is the same thing I complain about, like, when I'm looking for reference docs for coding, right? Like, it's like, oh, this is something built by people who forget what it's like to not know anything. Like, hey, we're gonna start with all of the ghosts on because that's what we have, and we're not considering like how intimidating and frustrating that's going to be for new players. Like, that's, you know. I don't know if it's just because I'm sensitive to it, and also now I'm kind of looking for it, but I feel like that is more evidence to this idea of, like, oh no, this is built by frame data type players, you know? Again, I don't mean that derisively, but it is a very specific, like, group of players, players with a very specific mindset, right? That's a cool map. I actually like that one a lot. I already like the Twinkle whatever. Egg Cup unlocked. Oh, did we just get more tracks? Oh, good, the Pleasure Castle. Wait, I remember the Pleasure Castle. These are Sonic Adventure 2 inspired courses? I guess Sonic Adventure 1, because that's where it's from. Oh god, you want me to not hit it? Wait. You put in bowling pins and you want me to not hit it? The literal opposite understanding of the purpose of bowling pins. It should be if you get a strike, you get a speed boost, not if you hit the things that are designed to be hit, you slow down. What are we doing? What are we doing? Or is it you hit it with the speed boost? And no, even that. Oh. Like, generally speaking, this is being really cool, and they put a bunch of characters, and they put so many levels, and, like, the levels, you know, I recognize this as, like, you know, inspired by architecture from Sonic Adventure. Like, I remember this level, which is crazy for this thing that I've literally never seen before, you know, this specific rendition of it. Have to go this way. And you know, to me, there's clearly this, like, a lot of thought has been put into it, because it's just like, yeah, like I can even the things that I don't think feel good, I can, like, see the logic behind them. And there's some other things that normally I'm upset by that do feel good, so I think there's a lot of, like, I think what's going on is this is a case of, like, this is a very good execution on something I really don't care for, you know? That's art, baby. That's most of the art world. Like, sometimes you have to get by and be like, I don't like this, but I can see what they were trying to go for, and I gotta admit they did do that well. Is there, like, a whole different section I'm missing by going down this way? Can I be somewhere else? Yeah, that's like a separate path over there. What? Like it's a rough thing to do. I don't like. You have to really be into like art culture, art studies, I think, before you really but like understand that sort of like how to create that separation between like preference, experience, and recognition. Just realizing that I don't like this doesn't mean it's not good, you know? Like I know I was tweeting sort of in that realm of concepts the other day. I guess it's still on my mind. Oh shoot. Really good evoking in these tracks. You know, when is I don't have the most Sonic experience, and I'm getting the feeling that some of these are actually references to other Sonic fan games, which, hey, that's cool. But I don't play a lot of Sonic fan games. Revise that. I don't play any Sonic fan games. I barely play regular Sonic games at this point because I don't know. Sonic, I still haven't beat Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I got plenty on my plate if I feel like going and playing Sonic, you know? But yeah, like there's specifics about like the way that this drift work and the way that it's just like no, it's like it's not my favorite, but I see the sense in it. I see where it makes sense, and like so I can't really be mad at it because like no, it makes sense. If you do something like for seemingly no reason, that's bad. If it feels bad to you and it seems like there's no reason for it, like okay, then we can talk about like, oh, then you know, it seems illogical. It seems maybe an unconsidered decision. God, there's a boost pad there just to mess you up. See, I say just to mess you up because I see no way out of it. But like, unless these are devs who like to mess with their players, that might be a really useful boost pad, but it's just completely unclear to me how that one's useful and not a booby trap, basically, you know? Which goes back into what I was saying about like, oh, this is for people who don't put the teaching of something into the hands of somebody who already knows everything about it, because the skill of teaching is knowing like what is unintuitive, what requires explanation, and what sort of existing knowledge you might be able to latch onto to make the things that need explaining sort of have a foothold for understanding, right? When you already know everything, you don't have to think in those terms. Everything has a foothold, which is, it is what it is. You know, everything becomes... Knowledge is this weird thing that it's not self-evident, but it's... Knowledge is its own tautology. If you don't know it, it's impossible to know it, but if you do know it, then it's obvious. In this weird way, like it's... I guess that's unintuitive knowledge, but I yeah, like the skill about teaching isn't just having the knowledge, but it is more about being able to recognize which pieces of knowledge are intuitive, and you can kind of like remind but gloss over, and which pieces of knowledge are unintuitive, and you have to be like, hey, here's the part of it that's weird, we're going to break it down a bunch and, you know, make sure you understand it. And like, there's a little bit in this game going on. Again, you read the manual and it tells you, hey, when you have blue lines, that means you're in a special state where this other, you know, these other things are going on as well, right? So it kind of gets this idea of like it's almost doing this weird thing, right? Where it's like it's turned it into something intuitive that like, hey, you're in this special blue speed state, but it like sort of knows that there's something unintuitive about that it's gonna be over here on the side is gonna like explain to you exactly what that means. I don't know. I'm having trouble seeing what this game is going for, right? Like, giving it the benefit of the doubt. I don't think it's failing to be, you know, like a Mario Kart racer. I think it is a kart racer with a very specific focus, but there's so much in line with the rest of those that it becomes unintuitive what that different focus is. I think that's kind of the problem I'm having with it. I'm like, this should just be like a Mario Kart. But I think there's something else it wants you to care about and get good at that I can't figure out what it is, because everything is so Mario Kart about it that I just keep defaulting to that. And I'm kind of like searching through my knowledge of Mario Kart to be like, what could it be? Instead of like looking through this. So that's the thing this game should hand you, you know? Like I'm really not sure. Like this is the point where like I'm almost unsure how to like approach it to figure it out, you know? Mega Man 8. Wait a minute. I'm way more relaxed now that there are not ghosts around. I just do not like that idea of like, hey, here are your examples. Oh, you're no good at them? Well, if you can't match our examples, then maybe you're just like, I'm hearing voices in my head that aren't necessarily being said, but like I've been in situations where that's what was said, and it sucks. It sucks. Don't be like that. And yeah, I don't know. Like I don't want to punish somebody who's not doing that. But I am gonna just be like, hey, if the thing you are doing that is fine can easily be mistaken for this thing that is shitty without sort of like having to further explain yourself and show context, and maybe, you know, take a second look at the thing that you are doing to see why is it so close to this thing that sucks, and why is it so hard to tell the difference? Why do I need to clarify that it's not that thing, you know? Why is it so easily mistaken for? Listen, that's something I try to do in my day-to-day life, just like in ideas I bring up, in words I say. I don't know. And it's kind of a bummer that like okay things and shitty things have such an overlapping Venn diagram of signs, huh? Oh, weird. Yeah, I have no idea what this is supposed to be from. It's cute. It's nice. And yeah, talking about speedrunners, I probably could be drifting around that turn if I could get the drifting right, but the drifting feels so weird to me. I like Burnout. Burnout probably has my favorite drifting. I think that's sort of the start and end of it. I won't say people who drift differently are bad, or games that have their drifts work differently are bad, but I will say if it's not the Burnout drift, I won't like it as much, you know? And that is kind of a me thing. Oh, wait, the medals are just a time medal. Okay. Wow, I did not see that at all. I only saw the ghost. Why wouldn't you have... You have a target time, have your target ghost. Wait. Also, how would I cut 9 seconds off of that run? If you want me, I mean, I know I fell off at one point, but that is a soft way of saying, hey, okay, these all have like metal times, huh? I've only gotten a couple of them. I didn't even get on the very first level. Hey, how far around are we? God, there's so many tracks in here. Wow. There we go. I feel like I should chill out and maybe, you know, end the stream a little sooner, because clearly I'm in like a kind of a bummer mindset today. But I really just want to like see all the tracks, because there's a lot of them, and like, again, honestly, the track design is really good. I have this other thing that I'm opinionated about, so I'm spending more time talking about that, but like, the track designs are good. They're very evocative, even when I don't know what they're evoking. The ones that I do recognize are working so well. Like, I'm pretty trustworthy that it's like, oh, if I don't recognize it, I just don't know the thing it's calling, not that it's doing a bad job of calling it, you know? Ah! Where's the big killer whale? Where's the big orca? Ah! Oh, it could be I'm just bad at this game. Like, I mean, yeah, being bad at something's the first step towards being good at something, right? At that point, it's only frustrating because, like I said, it's a kart racer. Kart racers are an existing, generally known quantity. So it's like, oh, if I'm decent at those, why am I bad at this one? There must be something wrong with this one. No, there could still be something wrong with me. Like I said, I think it's going for something that is just unfamiliar to me from the kart racers I have played and enjoyed. Alright, is there something technical I can talk about that isn't a bummer right now? Probably not. Most people don't enjoy talking about technical things. Here, I want to hit here. Okay. Nope. Yeah, I also just really don't want to speedrun a Mario Kart. Like, sort of the point of Mario Kart is that it is not nonsense. It is about, hey, it is easy to control and navigate and whatever. And the hard part is just kind of that you're going to get destroyed by items and random chance at some point, right? Like, the challenge comes from the overlap of the systems. Like, there's a part of me that feels like, again, because I'm getting so many like speedrunner high execution vibes off of this, I would almost expect this to be a no items game. You want me to cut 34 seconds off that time? I have no idea how. I have no idea how. I can barely keep it on the track. Huh. People who build Sonic Total Conversions are a different breed. I think I'm gonna say that. And again, I don't mean that like derisively. I just mean like, yo. Wait, that's a U-turn? Okay. All that being said, if I, you know, rope some of my friends into playing this with me and we had our own like local scrub match LAN, this would be rad. This would be rad as hell. We could have a real good time with this. This is like... Oh, I really like that, actually. The jumping across, you have sort of this structure as designed, but also track, but only a little bit is used for track. Most of it is used for decoration. Oh, I like that. think the drift is also still getting to me. It is so... Yes, it has adjustment, but negligible. So at that point, it really is about fix. So it is like, no, yeah, if you want to be using this drift all the time, then you really want to be like, you really need to be hitting like every viable turn has a specific speed you need to be hitting it at. And I'm curious if this is actually like a like take all the speed you can from the last boost. But it almost seems like it would, you know, if you're coming out of every turn as fast as you can, but you're not trying to go as fast as you can, you're trying to go I'm sliding, goodbye. Boy, that was a long time to be fucked for. Like if the idea is not to go as fast as you can, but to go the right speed for the most things, then yeah, that's already like 2 big shortcuts, like item necessary shortcuts on this map. You see kind of what I mean about like it's for the high tier players because it's oops all shortcuts. Ah. Okay, that's also maybe the other thing about it, right? Because I have played so many different games like this that it's also come to this point of like, whoops! Oh, I wonder if there's a way to like cut across the right side and skip all that. Oh no, you could cut across like right here maybe. God, so many items. It's like, it's impossible to miss a box at that point unless you have like 47 players or something. Like it's for the high-end players because like if every track is like oops all shortcuts. Yeah, like another 30 seconds faster you want me to be. I don't understand that. I don't think this game is for me. You know, regardless of where I can arrive at, like, trying to see what it's doing and determining if it's doing a good job at that, I think the other part of it is just, like, there's a... Wow, the books in the cup. Wow, good. I used that a little too early, because that was a shortcut right there. There's definitely the chance that the reason I can't see what this game is sort of like asking me to get good at is because it's something I do not care to get good at, and therefore like I just don't look for it. I'm just like, well, if it's that's not what I would want anyway. So I'm sort of looking in a self-selected subcategory of what is stuff I would like to get good at, and this game is asking me to get good at, and that, listen, that particular Venn diagram might return a set of 0 items. You know, that's entirely possible. And that's nobody's fault. That's, honestly, that's something that is just kind of healthy if we can recognize it, because then I'll stop trying to find the fun in this game, because it literally just might not exist for me. Not to say the game is bad, not to say the game doesn't have fun things in it, but like, doesn't have fun things for me. This game does not include Nick fun items. God, and with everything around like E3, you know, last couple of weeks and whatever, I've been seeing some hot takes that are basically just, oh, they're making games that aren't for me, they should stop that. And I'm just like, get over yourself. What's so good about you that you deserve to be catered to nonstop? Really? Like, no, some things aren't for you. This is... Oh, you can just... Up here. Oh, wow. Like, it's fine. It is fine for games to exist that aren't for you, that you don't find fun. You're not everyone. Chill. Yeah, like honestly, just the ooh, that one was really close. That was only like 7 seconds. If I got that maze better, I feel like I could do that one. There is stuff in here for me to like, but again, going by sort of the example being set by the par times or the medal times and the ghosts that are included. What do you mean 4 laps? Like, I think that the parts that I find fun are not necessarily what this game is pushing as the fun part. So even if I can, you know, sit here now on my no ghost time attack and be having a fun time about it, like, I would enjoy playing this with the community because assumedly the community would be into what this game is pushing as the fun part, right? Okay. It's kind of like when there's an in-joke and you're not in on the joke, you don't get why it's really funny, but you can like suss out a part of it that you can see is kind of funny, and you're just like, oh, I'm laughing at it for this. It's like, yeah, no, you're not part of the group though. Which is fine and bad because it's fine because you don't have to be part of the group. It's bad because I feel like in situations like that, the group is the one who's going to come out and say, no, there is a right way to enjoy this, and if you're enjoying it in a different way, you're doing it wrong. And sort of tries to like police the way you have fun with their toy, you know? Oh! 18, 19, 20. Ooh, less than a second. That I could do. That one, that's like the closest one we've seen in a while, right? Remember what I was saying earlier about how I'd be really curious about I should look into like the development history of this just to see how, you know, allowing for mods of a mod of a mod came about. You know, sort of the type of person I have sort of like sleuthed and soft assumed my way into imagining around this game means I don't think I would enjoy what I find if I did that, so I probably shouldn't. Yo, big roulette wheel. This is rad. And like, hey, at least I'm aware that I'm like making up a guy who I want to avoid. And you know what? It doesn't hurt anybody if I try to avoid them. If I was like, hey, I'm gonna make up this guy who sucks, I'm gonna go out of way to like try and like find him and punish him, that would be a bad thing to do. But honestly, just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to run into that kind of guy, and he may be there, so I'm gonna change my actions and nobody else will be the wiser. I'm pretty sure that's fine. Like, if anything, I'm missing out. That's, you know, that's if you think I'm wrong and that kind of guy isn't out there, then all right. That means you should pity me because I'm the one missing out. Like, I don't know. I'm not condemning anybody over this guy I made up. That drift was super satisfying. Oh my god, that was actually super satisfying. Nope. Used it too early. I didn't know it was a hairpin. $2.9. Alright. Some of these tracks are fun. Like, again, when you're not trying to go like, when you're not going, what am I missing? And it gets frustrating. Just like enjoying it and sort of like getting better at it. Like, what was it? Neon White came out the other day, and I haven't played it. I've seen a little bit of how it's played. And the idea that they do it where it's just like, yeah, no, first time you go through it, you're just kind of on your own. And then, like, that skybox is a little rough. Because it was blocking other visual parts of the track. Now, oh, you get like free turn there to line up your release shot? Interesting. That's smart. Oh, it's hard to know where you're supposed to go over some of these cliffs. I was in the middle of saying something. What was it? Totally lost it now. Wow. Neon White. Yeah, the way Neon White was doing it. Yeah, this. You see how the skybox was blocking the rest of the level? That's rough. That's something... I mean, again, if you're doing it intentionally, fine. I have a map I worked on where I was definitely doing it intentionally. But I also, like, hit it more to an effect. Like, that like, swipe and level just appear. That looks a little... inconsidered, maybe. I keep using that word. I try to do that because just like, because there is this. I am so scared to use my boost anywhere on this track. Are you kidding me? Why would I ever boost? Oh, I bet that left is actually like a shortcut. Well, maybe not, because it's wrapped around to the right. Okay, when you boost in a dash, I did not feel confident about how that... How my momentum path was going to behave at all. Yeah, it almost seems like your momentum is punished for drifting, but not long enough to achieve a boost dash. Yeah, drifting is for when you're sure you can drift here, I guess. Right, Neon White. Like, it is a speedrun game. It is for this high execution type player. But it still sort of considers the new player experience, right? Because it's like, okay, first time, just go for it. Get used to the level, whatever. And then, like, as you get better and better, like, and then once you set your baseline, then it's just like, okay, we're using your time as a metric to sort of rank you and to sort of figure out, like, how good you are at this. And then based on where you rank, it's like, okay, if you reach like the bronze medal time, we're going to give you a hint about a major thing to help you out. If you get like a gold medal time, we're going to give you this, you know, like the higher you, it does a thing where like, oh, what game did this? I think like Trackmania was doing this, where it would only give you either like the medal times or whoever was next up on the leaderboard. So whenever it gave you like, hey, you're still not the best, here's it would only show you the next step. It wouldn't go from where you are at baseline to top of the world. And by doing that, whenever you saw a gap, it was a little gap that felt surmountable. And that's very smart. It is very considered at that point, right? Because when you just so like, hey, you've never touched this before, but this is what the top of the world looks like, you're looking at a mountain that seems insurmountable. You want things to feel surmountable because Wow, just a wall of... That's cute. That's F-Zero, isn't it? That's like the Meat Boy thing I was talking about, where it's like surmountable gaps are encouraging. Oh, were you kidding me? Oh, but I passed the finish line, so it gave it to me. Yeah, it does have a little bit of a slide out, but I think it doesn't feel like you're like jutting out, right? I think it feels more like, hey, because you're losing traction, because you're doing vector addition type stuff, it's going to take long. Like, even though, you know, the fuselage, even though like the body of the cart is going to turn, you're actually going to keep the direction of momentum that you held for a little bit longer as the vector addition gets added. Now I'm just thinking about, like, I would love to build just like a little prototype that it's just like, hey, I'm just going to handle I'm just going to build my own little example, like, this is how I think, you know, drifting kind of stuff should be handled. There's also really something to be said for turning normally for a while, then kicking into the drift. Because then you already like have an angle, and I guess you keep that angle for your vector. No, you would go off from a tangent on that, but you've adjusted what that tangent is, so kind of like kink it at first, and then have the time for the shallow as it gets tighter as you go through. Okay, like, you know, for whatever I said about, like, it's not meeting my expectations, it's not unlearnable. Like, I've been playing this for like 2 hours now, and I do feel like I'm getting more used to it. It's just a little weird because it at first I was like, oh, I'm already kind of used to this, and then I was like, I am not meeting any of these ghost times, and it's like, oh, I'm actually not used to this at all. Maybe that's what that shoe is for, to kick you after you hit that. I love special zones though. Oh, this is just like chemical plant zone though. Oh, I love it though. I'm gonna keep saying though. Oh, I wonder if we could land up there. Yeah, if we boost off that, do we land up there? Or would that count as out of bounds? Well, we're gonna find out next time. No, it seems like it drops off right here. Yeah, that seems like that would be a good alternate path. Although then that one's not shown on the mini-map, you notice? I do wonder how they did this style of mini-map in DooM Engine. I hit tab. Good. Tab does nothing. They took away the auto map. Good, good, good. Okay, so I really want to hit whatever that ramp was. Will I recognize the ramp when I come around to it? Nope. Oh. I like that you don't really come to a stop when you get spun out. Like, you lose all your like turning controls, but you don't. You keep a lot of momentum, actually. I just goofed it up. Yeah, because this is the ramp. Oh my god, I can't believe I goofed that up so hard. I was like, oh, items will be coming up. I can use my boost. And then the boost sent me over those items. Although, 30 seconds left on this? Yeah, you see, the gap just for the medal times has been pretty, like, feels reasonable pretty much on a lot of these. Okay, the one where it was like a 30-second gap. Yeah, I don't know how much about this one, but like a 1 to 10-second gaps, those feel awfully doable. I got it! I am shocked I got it. Alright, maybe this is... Like I said, the things you present to a player can really change your experience. Because just by, like, making something the default and, like, before they know what is available, to have, like, the sort of presence of mind to see if they can change those things, whatever you set your default as is going to create the experience. And the idea of, like, hey, your top menu option, which is the one that people are going to hit first, is this time attack mode that has all of these like dev times enabled. So you're just going to see a lot of people who are a lot faster than you from the moment you boot up the game, basically. Like your what do you call it? Your path of least resistance after starting the game is like that is a 5 laps at 30 each. Yeah, I'm not gonna make it. Oh. Where do I want to use this then? I don't think you need it to get across there. Oh, but to use it to sort of get out of that? Maybe. Oh. Still about 30 seconds though, actually? If I found like a comfortable way to go through this track, I feel like I could have a chance. You wouldn't even have to get it down to like 15 seconds a loop. You just have to get it down to what's halfway between 30 and 15. I feel like that would do it. If you do that, you keep that. Yeah, I'm having so much more fun with this now that those ghosts are off. Why would you turn those on by default? Again, unless it's... I could see it... Like, I can talk it up to the idea that, like, oh, we are the developers, these are the times we're useful, when we're racing against these, it feels like we're getting nice middle-of-the-pack times. That is not the new player experience, you know? You want to know what the new player experience is? Get a new... Only 12 seconds over! That's... actually remarkably smaller than I thought that gap was going to be. Okay. See, now I see how people like this game. You see, like, experience is important. Experience is the entire thing. Life is just a sequence of experiences, you know? And when you're creating a product for an audience, like, the experience is the top level thing. Anything you consider is something you consider for the sake of, like, controlling or affecting what that experience is. Just want to get through there. Well, at least I was on the road when the boost ended. Could have gone way worse if I was still in the grass. I miss the late night road trip streams. I think we're gonna get one of those before too long. Not that I have like anything specific to show off, but I just miss them. I miss that vibe. I miss just relaxing and driving around. Human G has had good updates recently, so sounds like a great excuse to me. Is this where I want to hold it longer? Yes, yes it is. Nope. See, that one was too tight. And I think that is definitely gonna... Oh, yeah, twice? Yeah, no, I'm not making that part-time now. Yeah, that... Oh, there's a noise when the part-time ends? I was not hearing it at all. Huh. Fuck. It's like, okay, I'm over here now. Oh yeah, like 27 seconds? I mean, okay, don't fall in the water twice, and maybe then. God, we still have like so many left to go! Because I've been opening more as I've been getting medals and setting times on tracks, huh? Okay, what if we look at... Wait, Midnight Channel? Is this going to be like a Persona? Yeah, from here on out, I'm just going to pick the ones that catch my eye. And Midnight Channel definitely catches my eye. Yeah, that's... Hey, that's Persona, baby. There's something funny to me about this, where it's like... Like, this is a mod of a Sonic mod. And so I feel like they've done a lot of things here to, like, stay within the, like, Sega IPs. Like, that's why Kiryu and II and Beat are here. But at the same time, you look at it, and it's like... Y'all have made, like, references to Mega Man and Marvel vs. Capcom, and this is now... Like, some of them were just music choices. I don't know if they were whole track choices, but, like, no, we are driving in Persona now, like... Like I don't know, at this point, like, they aren't just, like, showing off their Sonic fandom through references, but they are showing off, like, their everything that they are fans of, and, like, hey, that's cool? Why is this hanging on to the, like... Okay, I can actually see... oh boy. I can feel like I'm starting to see how this mod came about, because it is, like... the behind the back, the way that the, like, sort of level geometry is built, whatever, you know, even just looking at, like, oh, they had a editor that they used for Sonic Robo Blast, and that one actually, the style of those levels actually made building levels in a kart racer style really easy. and sensical. I can absolutely see that. But like, the idea of just making this like a all-star fandom references kart racer, I feel like they could have just gone straight with that and no problem. Ow! Oh my god, is that one of the random encounters? Did I just get randomly encountered? Ow. Right, I want to boost after that jump, not before. Ooh, 3 seconds? Ooh. See, here's how I'm feeling. I don't feel like grinding right now on stream, but some of these tracks that are really close, I might go back and grind off stream. This seems like a good thing to do when I'm, you know, not sleeping. Motel, Toxic Palace, Ancient Tomb, Toxic Palace. Okay, is this the one from Sonic 1? Is there something ruins? Is Chemical Ruin Zone a thing? Woohoo! Oh wait, over here. Ah! 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 Would not have guessed that was a hairpin, honestly. Yep. Wait. Oh, that's rude. That's another one of those where I wonder if that was considered or if that's just something that they're like... Or if that's just sort of like an oversight that they decided to leave. Well, if they decided to leave it, then it was considered. You're telling me, hey, can I go in here? Kind of. There's a better way to make that work. Hey, I'm glad those seem to have super lenient hitboxes. Right. Alright, this track's alright. I might disagree about the about leaving that staircase so open to letting you like go backwards for a hot second to miss a pretty necessary turn. But generally speaking, this is alright so far. There we go. That's how you take it. See, again, like, I'm not actually against the, you know, some of the speedrunning, like, mindset kind of games. I do love a Meat Boy. I do love a, well, I don't know if Trials is really speedrunning. I like the first part of Trials where you just need to figure out, that's a straight vertical wall. How am I supposed to drive over that? I like that challenge part of it. And then on some of the easier levels, I will get into the sort of like, I did that fast. Could I do it faster? Could I cut some time off? That's a good question. But yeah, there's a weird thing where like when your new player experience is set up to be like, hey, no, this is what it's about, and you have to be there. Like you need gimme levels, you know? You need to be like, hey, like anyone's game could be their first game. So you can't really just open up and be like, hey, Cloud Cradle. Okay, really. I do have to go to the Kodachrome Void Zone. Oh, okay. Epilepsy warning, I guess. Oh, yeah. Hey, everyone look away. I'm gonna deal with it because I'm a masochist, but everybody else look away for just over 2 minutes, according to the medal time. Were they trying to do like an opposite Rainbow Road? Again, I love it, but I'm a masochist, so. I'm digging the music. This is some of that like DOS game era house music. It's not house music. Not sure where the fork ends. Hey, can I be real with you? I don't know where the fork ends. Food begins. What? Ooh, don't open your eyes yet. Okay, you can open your eyes. The motion stopped. Oh, that one hurt my eyes. Ugh. Boiling bedrock, egg quarters. Oh no, we gotta do these. I gotta go virtual highway. I know I made it sound like we were wrapping up. There's so many tracks. Wait, Digimon Rumble. Is this based on a Digimon? You have to tell me if it's based on a Digimon. Otherwise, it's entrapment. Oh, God. Oh, that's a turn. So... Whoa, the water just ended? Okay. I was saying how a lot of these levels are super evocative. And it's a little weird to do my normal, like... sort of like... architecture breakdown, because they're racetracks, and also they're racetracks trying to evoke existing architecture that I might not be familiar with. But I think there's something fair to say about it's still a video game, and so there are still elements, you know, certain rules of thumb that you should stick to, like nope, brain's gone. Clear visual communication. So like that not only means like, hey, you should put signs where there are turns to let people know there are turns, especially if they are turns that are like 90 degrees or more, and it might be hard to very quickly recognize that they are there, or if they're like line turns where you can only see up to the corner and it looks like it could be a dead end right up until you're on the turn. But more than that, you need to make sure that those signs are then visible, that they stick out from the rest of the environment, and they are easy to notice and sort of read what the communication they have for you is. Man, I spun out for a long time on that. I feel like a lot of these tracks are having issue with that. because they are like so full of what they are like. This one's doing okay because the only thing I'm pretty sure the only thing with these red cubes on them is the walls of the track, so they are okay, and the hazards. But so they are actually doing a lot to sort of help you like see the way that the track is turning and bending before you actually get there. But again, it's the same. It's a black cube with a colored outline, which is what everything is made out of. So like, yes, it's red and the red stands out, but like only if you're not colorblind. Like make them like the only like filled in cubes or something maybe. I do want to know about Eggman's nightclub zone. And is that just what he calls it? Nope, too late. You actually got to hit that, like, frames before the one. Oh, what? Damn, Eggman statues. Good track. I wish I saw what the track name was. Whoa! That didn't work. Did not know there was goop there. Like, I think the tracks are pretty fine. And when you have this many tracks in here, the idea of, like, well, what unique track, like, path is it going to have? And I'll tell you what. If racing has taught me anything, it's that you don't need to make your track more complex to have it stand out. You can just do a figure 8 again and put a different coat of paint on it and make it a different length, and that'll get you like 80% of the way to your new racetrack. Like, I've actually seen weird breakdowns of like, hey, here is this famous track, and if you look at it, it's like if you have a track that, you know, has a turn that is this long, this wide, that means, you know, that basically makes it into a third gear turn, and then you have then you want to add to that, like, okay, it comes after this, or here's like a specific sequence of like, here's like a 3 grade, a 2 grade, a 3 grade in reversing order. It's like, all right, here's a turn that tightens in on itself, here's a turn that tightens out on itself. And if you look at it like as like specific breakdowns of like, here are the radiuses, here are like the speed that these turns are optimal at, you can actually find that a lot of like famous tracks actually have like the same turns in them. Like, you see a lot of like common situations about like, okay, what is your approach on this turn, what is the grade of this turn, essentially, not in steepness but in tightness. That might also be grade, whatever. And it's like, oh, this isn't, you know, wholly unique course, it is just like a pretty well established pieces put together in a new order. And you don't even have to use all the pieces. Like, that's the thing. If you look at the, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, you don't need to create all the pieces of your track anew. It's pretty commonplace to be like, hey, here are pieces that we know are pretty good. Ooh, I don't know how you do that in 2 minutes. Wow, Shackle was a full minute off? I only fell down like once. They can just be like, no, we got this pack of pieces, and, you know, don't use all of them. Okay, what is SD2? Sonic Drift 2? SM Special... What is... Sonic Mania Special Stage 3? Okay, we do have to do the Mario Kart levels. We gotta do Rainbow Road. There's a Rainbow Road in here. We can't end without Rainbow Road. Anything, we should end on Rainbow Road. Wrong way. I know this track. I know this track. Where's the Chomp Chomps here? Chomp Chomps? Bow Wows? Chain Chomps. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go through that, but that's fine. It's actually what we want to save it for is over here to cut straight. Okay. We can try to use a drift boost to get through that. It might work. I do really want to pick up a boost through this wiggle woggle of a maze. Yeah, like what I was saying about like how normal turn is kind of like almost like lane shifting agility, and then drift is like your actual like take a turn agility. Like the fact that the normal steering is so effective is actually messing with me on this course, because like it's like I almost keep going too sharp for sort of lane changing here. Well, that's why you learn how to slow down. I didn't get the power up. I'm not going to get my my shortcut this time. Shortcut? Oh wait, here it is. Oh, I need to hit it now. No. Nope. Again, you want to talk about like considered decisions, like where you put the last item box before a shortcut and how long it takes between picking up an item box and having the boost you would need to take the shortcut. That's considered. Like that actually felt condensed. Those sections of that level didn't feel long enough. Rainbow Road. How many more do we got? Make Margasite. I do want Kart Airlines. Okay, yeah, let's do Kart Airlines. We'll end on Rainbow Road. Because of course we'll end on Rainbow Road. That's kind of my MO. Nope. It's not good. Blonic. What? I like Sonic Food Place, though. They have chili dogs. But it's just blasphemy. Shoot. Man, you want to talk about... Oh, the cars. Well, they read like cars. I don't really look like cars. I ain't gonna dock points for that, though, because... Okay, that looked like if you have the invulnerability, that's a shortcut for you. Oh, this is another... I do love the point-to-point races in kart racers like this, because I don't know, they're just interesting to me. I think there's definitely an element of like if you're on a track that is... Oh, that's not a pickup. Don't make your pickups look like pickups if they're not pickups. Make your obstacles look like pickups. Mama, don't let your children grow up to look like pickups. Ugh. Oh my gosh! What I was gonna say is like, if there is like a segment, or if there's like a track that has like a bad segment for you, then like, hey, bad news, you're gonna hit that bad segment 3 times before the end of the race. But in these course-to-course segments, like, or yeah, point-to-point races, it's more like, if you have a bad segment, good news, it only appears once. You have sort of like the other two to, you get to laps 2 and 3, you get to roll the dice as though they were, you know, different tracks, and it's just like, well, maybe they'll have a bad segment, but maybe they'll have a good segment, and this is really cool. This does kind of feel like the experience of going through an airport, huh? It's like, yeah, all right, parking garage, and then we're gonna go through the terminal, and I guess that was getting onto the airplane, but I don't know what, something's wrong with your airplane, bro. Oh, that one didn't even have a medal. All right, this must be a bonus one. Oh. That's fine. All right. Kart Airlines, love that. Honeybee Industry, Crimson Core. Also Temple. That's fine. Let's do Rainbow Road and get out of here. This has been sort of a journey of ups and downs. I got real mad at this game, and now I'm having a pretty good time with this game. Listen, like I was saying, you're. Oh, you bounce on the edges? That's rude. I love it. Oh, I love being up here. Ooh, actually, if you actually get like some air time, boy, that seems like great opportunity for shortcuts. If you can land it right. Like, even just for cutting inside corners, actually. Ooh. Ooh. Not that corner. No, don't point me that way. What are you doing? But, like, let's say I just want to cut that. Yeah! And about right here? Almost! You can see what I was going by here, definitely. I was pressing every button to slow down except brake. How do you like that? I'm trying to figure out if I recognize this specific Rainbow Road. I don't think it's SNES. It's possible it's like the GBA one. I really did not play much of that one. I had it, but that one went back to being like a Mode 7 deal, and honestly, it wasn't a bad thing when we kind of left Mode 7 behind. I don't think I've managed to not fall off that specific corner. Ooh. Did you see that? Did you see that? Alright, fine. We're going to have to go back to the first level just so I can point something out. Ooh, 30 seconds over. 2 minutes flat. Okay, you don't fall off and maybe you got a decent shot. I'll say that. I still don't like that DooM guy. Something about the angle of his face. This part is so long and his mouth is so big. Alright, let's... I kind of wish it was just like an open zone. Let's go to Green Hill. I just need to show something. Something I just did by accident, right? This is holding drift. Okay, wait. Go here. Okay, so yeah. Like, it kind of looks like the butt goes out, but we're actually rotating around the center. And it is just that thing of, like, you keep going straight, so it feels like you're going too wide for how it should be, right? The other thing I wanted to point out is when you talk about coming out of drifts. Yeah. Like, some games will sort of like shoot you at the angle of your momentum, which generally is also the angle of the camera. So you'll be like sliding, turning, and then when you get your drift boost, you'll shoot straight ahead at the camera. Some of them will do the same thing, but instead of being in line with the camera, we'll do it in line with the car. So you'll be like sliding, and then shoot straight this way. Both of those tend to slam you into something. This one, I like what this one is doing, because it is turning. When you come out of the drift, you are still on. Oh, there's a boost up there. You are still on this drift angle, but then if you leave it straight and let go, it is slowly unturning back to straight in line with the camera. Which, when you look here, ooh, it looks like he has goosebumps. When you're here, you'll notice, like, normal turning, camera is always in line with where you're going because your momentum and your card angle are locked together, right? That is the important thing to recognize here. Even when you're sort of like sliding out like this, there, that was like how fast I had to be going to get cart angle and camera out of sync, and even then, barely. Whereas when you're drifting, cart angle and camera, that's like 90 degrees off, you know? So whether you fire So whether you get that speed boost with the cart angle or with the camera, and like that's the thing too. You know, just look at that cart is 90 degrees. If anything, as soon as you let go of the drift, it snaps back to 45, or like it snaps back to the curve angle of the drift, and then turns back to straight smoothly from there. That is a very. That is about as. I feel like that is like as good as I can ask for in drifting. Again, the fact that, well, so that's maybe on me. That's why you start turning in and then you drift, because then you have your like initial tight turn in and then you go into your wide drift that picks up and then it's smooth out. Yeah, this. In retrospect, I have nothing bad to say about this drift. I was getting frustrated earlier because I was just doing it wrong because I was frustrated and trying to push it, but I'm not going to say this is like the ideal drift. I don't think there is an ideal way to do a drift, but this one is about as good as I can ask for. It's very intuitive because like when you snap the camera or you snap the cart, you can work with either of those. You can get used to those because there is something like you're in line with something, and so you can sort of be able to anticipate it because you see like, oh, the car is facing this way, I'm going to go that way. Camera's facing this way, I'm going to go this way. Either way, you can anticipate it. This one feels the most like intuitive, I guess, because it's going to go. Nothing is going to snap. Nothing is going to jump. It's going to go smoothly, but it's going to go smoothly from the angle of like momentum to the angle of camera, and it's going to be like and it very smoothly and it very meets, and it's like it is taking the two things that you were paying attention to. The angle, like the angle of the cart really doesn't matter, right? Like the angle of the cart is more a metric for the angle of your momentum compared to the angle of the camera, but it's a metric. It's not one-to-one, because since you are drifting, if the camera is facing this way and the cart is facing this way, you're actually facing in between, right? Or somewhere in between. So the fact that you don't shoot off in cart momentum is good, because cart momentum really doesn't matter. That is like a second degree metric for your momentum. And momentum is only separate from camera when you're in drift mode. So really what you're getting when you let go of drift is this like, it doesn't snap back, but it is like smoothly reverting back to what it was in a way that you can anticipate and work with. I don't know why I'm bad at this game, but I appreciate a lot of the decisions they have made in the construction of this game. And if I had any nitpick, it's just that I feel a game that is sort of like communicating its design intents well is sort of like letting you know, hey, we expect you to get good at these maneuvers, at these pieces. And I don't think this game is doing that particularly well. Or if it is, you know, again, it could be going from like, hey, these people, you know, if this comes from people who got really, really good at Mario Kart and were like playing Mario Kart at a different level, and that new level is the baseline here, it's saying like, oh, if you're here, you already know what we want you to focus on. It's this alternate version of Mario Kart. But if you're like me and you just like being a Mario Kart scrub, you come here and it is expecting something from you that you've never heard of yet. But it is operating as though you understand it already. And so there's that sort of like knowledge gap. I can't say for sure that's going on, but I can definitely say that is what I feel like it's going on at this point. Something in that area. Okay. This was fun. There were parts where it was not fun, but overall this was fun. I like this. I'm probably going to revisit pieces of this. And that's going to do it for today. Thanks for hanging out. I had fun. I hope you did too. Do I have... I guess we do get to watch a bit of Ghost here. Yeah, that's a lot of like constantly drifting. I think Yeah, that may be the thing. I think he's slowing down his speed in order to keep the drift smoother. So it might be about maximizing drift over maximizing speed. I mean, that has a lot to do with, like, you know, what it's asking for has something to do, again, I'm not going to call it frame data, but down in the ideas of, like, okay, what has you keep momentum, what allows you to go smoothest, what is... Yeah, he looks like he is just, like, feathering off of the drift. He is, isn't he? He's feathering off the drift to get the boost, but then getting back on the drift before he straightens out. So it looks like one continuous drift, but the sparks will, like, stay blue because he's letting off for the boost in the middle of it. Oh, but then is the... Yeah, this is just like some high-level Mario Kart play. But, like, if this is kind of their idea of baseline, this is an extremely demanding high level of play. Like, that's the thing. I feel like I can never... I would not feel like I could manji that easily in this game. If it sounds like I just said something insane, it's when you go from drifting this way to, like, snapping it and drifting the other way. Get that, like, S-curve drift. Because of the way it smoothly went back to the middle, I felt like I couldn't quite do that here. Maybe... But yeah, no, he just did it, like, instantly. I don't know if that's just a matter of, like, input quickness. Like, it may actually, like, let you, like, input new commands that override the way the physics work in certain circumstances. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, that looks like at a baseline it's expecting you to be more demanding than I enjoy being. This might not be a casuals Mario Kart. You know what? I need to stop making guesses. And just say thanks for hanging out. Until next time. Gosh, what's my ending on these? I need another cup of coffee. Stay home. Avoiding exposure avoids contact, avoids spread. If you do go out, wear your mask. Oh, get vaccinated and boosted. That's always the first one. Get vaccinated and boosted, getting everyone, you know, making it so the virus doesn't have any people in which it can get a foothold is how to get it out. Wow, yeah, there's a lot of shortcuts in this discotheque. Wow. Yeah, it is doing something... These are showing a much higher... Oh, you can really dip into those. A much higher level of control on the drifts. Did you see what it was able to do there? I say it because I assume it's a computer at this point, because how the hell... Okay, so the way you control the drift must be with your speed, not with in and out, unless there's some issue with the input because I was using a computer and not a gamepad. I need to do a little more research about this, because the moves these computers are doing feel impossible to what I was just playing. Computers, ghosts? I don't even know. Yeah, that looks like a drift that controls the way that I want a drift to control. You can flatten it out while still technically turning and then tighten it way the hell up. That is not what I was able to pull off. I wonder if that has to do with weight. Ooh, that would be really sneaky if that's why you want a light character, because heavier characters have less control over their drift. Alright, I am going to explore this a little bit more. Get vaccinated and boosted. Stay home if you can. Wear a mask if you do have to go out. Your mask protects others. Their mask protects you. Wash your hands. It's the basis of hygiene. Raise the voice of the oppressed. Learn to read social dynamics that you know who is oppressed versus who is claiming to be oppressed. Remember that neutrality doesn't exist. It only allows the oppressor to continue their oppression. So it sides with the oppressor. And the rule that underlines the rest of these rules is take care of one another. I'll see you next time. Look at Metal Sonic go.